Wake up, buyer payer people. It's a beautiful day. Go grab yourself another cup of joe and say hello to Jim and Michelle Rhoads on the Buy Here Pay Here Morning Show. Take it away, you two.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, folks.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to a Monday.
Oh, it's Monday. It's like it's the start of new things.
Yeah.
And can I talk about the new thing?
Sure.
Okay.
You mean the new season for the Indianapolis Colts, I'm guessing.
Well,
but go
that
ahead,
too. Okay, Super Bowl, great.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am
it was
not a
fun.
football person, but I certainly
She
did
humored me.
enjoy. I did humor him. And when they went into overtime, I was like, we have 15 more effing minutes.
Yeah.
And he's like, yes.
She's not a footballer.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
But the commercials were great. And it was fun because this guy watches football and he doesn't just watch football. He watches football through the eyes of an analyst and a coach. And it's just so there's like, it was funny because our neighbors, we had invited them to go to watch one of the previous games. And both the parties of this couple were just kind of chatting, and she pulls me aside and she goes, "Okay, wait a second. He watches the entire thing."
He
it's
was
like, yes, he does.
I do.
And they were sick that day that we wanted them to come over and watch football.
Yeah, they didn't watch football like we do.
So, but the new thing is I have been like on this quest to figure out how to incorporate fitness and all of the stuff, and I have been like wanting to try a Meta Quest because they have this new program that's called Supernatural, and it's an exercise program, and I've seen, Facebook feeds you what they want you to buy and what they think that you're gonna. But I was like, I'm really intrigued, and I knew that my oldest son had one, or he has a couple of them, and so I went over and I was like, can I borrow one? He goes, yeah, I haven't used them forever. You're gonna have to plug it in and all of that, and so it took me weeks to get through. I had to factory reset it, all of the stuff. And so yesterday I figured it out, and today I started, and I have to tell you, in 20 minutes, I mean, I had so much fun. And then I pulled off the headset and I am dripping in sweat. And I was like, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Yeah. It was just so much fun. So there's my plug for that, because it was fun. It was easy. It didn't feel like it was hard. And I notice when I start sweating an awful lot, there's something psychological that says you're supposed to be really tired. And you're supposed to be stopping. So it was really, really fun. I had a great, great time. And it was kind of fun because this morning I put it on and it's like, it's not turning on. I can't see anything. And I kept trying all these different things. I'd left the cover on the inside so that none of the stuff would turn on. I was like, oh, okay. It's rookie.
Yeah.
Rookie. Those of you who have
we all noticed how you changed the football, or the subject from football,
because,
by the way. Yeah, we know what happened.
We did.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right.
All good.
All right.
Couple of announcements. We got some quick announcements. Tomorrow evening is a meeting of a V8 Group 2. We've got seats in that one. That one is the larger dealers, ones. Generally 500 plus. I think most everybody in there right now is 700 plus in terms of number of accounts. I mean,
yeah. And then there's room. Probably not for this one that's coming up tomorrow. I'm not sure.
No,
there is. Okay.
Yeah.
You just got to be able to turn your data around a little bit quickly. But
true. Yeah. We got to hustle to bring all the stuff together. So that's something we're navigating. Wednesday mornings, morning show. We got a free gift for dealers. So I'm excited to have a chance to share something.
It's also a special day. So
it's Valentine's
our show
Day.
Of love to all dealers out there.
There you go.
It's going to be a special gift.
Yeah, so we got that. And then we got on Thursday morning, we start with our guest today is Melanie Goldman. She's waiting in the wings to join us. And she's going to be one of our panelists, a dealer panelist on the sessions on Thursday. So we start at 9 a.m. Eastern with growth strategies. And then Melanie will join us at 10 a.m. for revving up the Recon pipeline. So today she's joining us to talk about Recon. And then we've got 11 a.m. We do 10 ways to boost BHPH volume on a budget. So I think dealers are going to want to be a part of that one. And then Thursday night of this week, we have that same night of the panel. We have our newcomer group 3. And then group 4 doesn't meet till the end of the month. We can talk about that.
It's going to be a busy week. And we were talking about like, we need to do this and this and this. And it's like, not until next week. It's just, there's an awful lot happening this week.
A lot going on.
Are we ready?
We are.
We're going to bring in our guest. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, Melanie.
Good Monday morning to you both.
Thank you. So glad you could join us.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
You're
And
welcome.
also, of
Appreciate it.
course, you agreed graciously to be a panelist with us on Thursday, and we're going to talk about Recon. We've got another dealer from Texas who's also going to be a panelist there. And we're just going to talk through all the stuff then, Melanie, and we'll do the same today. We just kind of want to talk through kind of what you've learned in your Recon department. You're out there fighting the fight like everybody else.
Yeah.
And dealers are telling us all over the country, like, their Recon is their big bottleneck. If they could move cars through Recon, they could sell a few more and all those
Or
kind
save
of things.
some money too in Recon as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all part of what we look forward to having a chance to talk to you about today. Before we go into all the Recon stuff though, I want to hear a little bit about your company history. I know you guys been there for decades, and are you just outside Indianapolis? Are you in Indy proper?
We are south of Indianapolis, about 45 minutes. We have 2 locations, one in Morgantown, Indiana, one in Columbus, Indiana. We've been in business for 43 years.
Nice.
Business was started by my parents. And then I took over running operation in 2016. But I've been involved, from the beginning. I was scrubbing white wall tires at 7 years old,
Yeah. All the fun stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, it's good. And we've been fascinated. Like, part of the reason I reached out to you is I've been really fascinated by tracking your story on social media. And as Michelle kind of alluded to before we started the broadcast, like we have so much fun following you on social as does everybody else. So
you climbed to it was like
the base camp. Yeah. I trekked to Everest Base Camp last May, 17,500 feet. It took a couple of weeks, about 5 years of planning to get there. It was very much a life goal, a life-changing experience. I can't wait to go back.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was
another mountain on your bucket list now to climb.
I don't know if necessarily. I do want to do a lot more through hiking. It's a lot more fun starting in one village and hiking to another one, starting one place and then spending the night in another. So that's a lot more fun than driving to a park and hiking a trail and coming back and getting in your car and driving home. That doesn't feel as rewarding as through hiking. So I would like to do a lot more of that. But yes, traveling to Nepal and experiencing Kathmandu and then being up in the mountains was an amazing experience.
That's wonderful.
And Michelle obviously enjoys following you for the adventures. I enjoy following you for all the fun memes that you throw out there. Like, that's my favorite part. So
you have a great sense of humor.
Seriously. Yeah,
and you
pretty ridiculous.
Keep it up.
I must be ridiculous too then, because I quite enjoy it's a smart assery, we'll call it. So
absolutely. You got to laugh at yourself.
Yeah,
I grew
it's
up
the only way we survive this.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's all good stuff. But yeah, I also can't get away without mentioning that you were named 2023 Indiana Dealer Quality of the Year, right?
And
yes,
Dealer of the Year.
Quality Dealer.
Yes.
I'll get there.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. I was surprised. I didn't even know that I was being nominated, and I was surprised at our state convention when they named me the state quality dealer. Yeah.
Wow.
That's really great. Yeah.
That
that's
is
good.
fantastic. What a beautiful tribute.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I was very humbling to know that you're nominated, voted on by your peers. So it is quite an honor. I will be competing for National Quality Dealer of the Year. I'm actually planning on taking my entire dealership with me to the NIADA convention in June, because without them, there is no me. So I cannot in good conscience stand on a stage and potentially accept an award without my crew. So I plan on shutting the dealership down for the week and taking my entire staff plus ones. And this is about the biggest thing that's ever happened to us. We're not a huge dealership. So, we're going to take our flowers and we're going to celebrate.
Yeah. That is amazing. And what a beautiful culture of celebration as a team you're creating there. Because it's
Yes.
not, hey, we're going to watch on a screen and see Melanie stand on a stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we're there with you to just, enjoy the experience. That is so amazing. I love
Right.
it. I
Very
love
I
it.
cool.
consider this, national dealership of the year, not national dealer. Because like I said, I might have the vision or the idea, but it takes my team to carry that out. And I have all the respect for my staff and appreciate them and know that I cannot do this alone, and that it is their dedication and their determination and their ability to step up and take on the challenges that I give them that has propelled us to this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
That's
Wow.
great.
I mean,
Love
this is recorded. So there's a beautiful tribute recorded to your team. Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got to talk about Recon. I think
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I obviously we want to hear other parts of your business. So you mentioned 2 locations. Do you also have 2 service departments? You have one at each, or do you just have one that you share?
No, at our Columbus location, it's pretty much just a satellite location. We do have a small 1-car garage attached, but that's just for tiny things. That's not for doing recon work. So we do have at our main location in Morgantown that we opened in 1981. We do have 2 garages and a detail shop, as well as our office.
Gotcha.
Right
So
on.
that's where we do all of our recon.
Yeah.
So there's something that goes along with recon, and this is like, again, why, as I mentioned to you before, I have really enjoyed watching the adventures of Melanie, and that you made a decision to go to a VOTEC.
Yes.
And so talk to us about why you made that decision to go.
Yes, so I'm currently enrolled at Ivy Tech in Bloomington in their automotive maintenance light repair program. So basically, when I took over the business, I first got my hands around accounts receivable because I needed to know what was going on with the money. And then I got my hands around sales. But I never could quite get my hands around the garage. I always relied on a service manager or a tech or somebody else. I tried to control and manage the things I could, but I was, ignorant of a lot of, how to fix a car. My parents started this business when I was 7 years old, and vehicles are a way that we make money. So plus, my family was the floor model family. We didn't fix things. We bought the floor model because it was already put together and you could haggle the price. Yeah. So we don't have mechanical ability. So, I've been to a lot of classes on lots of topics, but even had joined a service group. But finally, I had decided, I need to know more, and I really want to get my hands around this. So in spring of 2022, I enrolled at Ivy Tech. I take 1 class a semester. So far, I've completed 4 classes, a basic mechanical, an electrical class, an engine performance class, and a brakes class. And then come this semester, I'll be taking electrical 2, which is electrical is very, very challenging. And I have mad respect for techs that are proficient in electrical. Yeah. So I have learned so much. My goal in going was to understand the mechanics of a vehicle, of course, to be able to communicate better with my techs, nice. And to also be able to communicate with customers and with my sales staff, and kind of be that in between, because techs, of course, their job is very technical, and sometimes their explanations can go over the head of my sales staff or customers. So I wanted to be able to be that in between to put it in some layman's terms for my customers or my office staff. Yeah. And I wanted to be a better purchaser. I wanted to learn more, so when I buy cars, I could do a better job. But it has been so much more than that. Not only have I learned about vehicles, it has brought me much closer to my techs. Okay. I think sometimes techs can have the idea that the boss is way up here, or the office is way up here, and the techs are down here or lowly. And that's just not the case. They're so vital to our process. And, I'd have homework. And so I'd go to the techs and say, I need you to help me with my homework. We need to open the hood. And, we need to inspect this or inspect that. And they just love that. Every time I come back from school, what'd you learn today? And so there became a lot of camaraderie with me and with the shop.
Yeah.
So that's
how it lights you up.
That's an unintended consequence that has been wonderful for our business and for
culture.
For our company culture. I've worked very hard the last couple of years on company culture, and this has definitely helped that.
Yeah. So this is so
wonderful.
Interesting because I think I kind of anticipated based on what I was seeing that I probably thought I knew what your motivation was in doing that, and you haven't even mentioned that. Like I thought you probably were doing it as a way to assess production and performance in that department. That's probably a secondary benefit, but that wasn't your primary motivation, obviously. So I'm glad we had a chance to talk about this before we get together on Thursday.
Yeah. I don't automatically assume that my techs aren't performing. I don't. I treat my employees like they're adults, and I like to have the assumption, I try to be positive, and I like to have the assumption that everyone's doing the best that they can do. Yeah. If there's a problem, I'm here to solve it so they can move forward and get the job done. But yeah, assessing how much they're doing per hour or whatnot. Now, that's just me. There are others out there that do a much better job, I'm sure. But no, I really just wanted to get a handle on myself being better, because like I said, I go to all kinds of classes on collections and classes on sales and whatnot. So why wouldn't I, is my question. Why wouldn't I take classes in mechanical to be well-rounded?
You're going to be going to a lot of OTECs because Buy Here, Pay Here business has a lot of different departments, as you know. Like, you've already gotten quite familiar with some of them. Yeah. And I'm sure that you're going to benefit as a buyer. Mm-hmm. And of course, now cars are more electrical, more computerized, than they were back when your folks started the dealership, right? And probably even 20 years ago. So it's a changing environment. So it's good that you're in there and able to get that deep in the process. So congratulations.
That's
to you.
awesome.
That's a smart move.
That's awesome. And I'm hoping that outside of this broadcast and the thing we're doing, the dealer roundup we're doing on Thursday, I would love to be able to have a conversation with you about some of the things you just talked about, because it really hits home to some of the things that we're trying to teach. And it's about team culture and keeping team members safe. And, and a lot of the research that I've done on it, it's like you have intrinsically figured these things out, mm-hmm. and you're doing them. And so, we'll put that on the calendar for another time. Other topics to talk about.
Yeah, I have great people, and the last 6 months, I've really put myself down in the shop. I've been down there full time. I say that running the dealership is my part-time job, because I really, once I came back from Nepal, I wanted to get my house in order as far as my garage and make sure that things were running the way I wanted them to. And I was done relying on service managers and others to carry those things out. So I've been down there full time, and I've been the one sourcing the parts, and I've been the one pushing the work, and it's been great. And believe it or not, my staff actually likes me being down there, surprisingly enough. But I also, I want communication, and I tell them, I didn't hire you just to keep your mouth shut and hang parts. If I ask you to do something, if you don't think it's right, or you think something else needs to be done, I want you to speak up. I want you to debate me. I want you to bring it to my attention, because don't assume that just because I said it, that's, that there's not a better way. So it's not, my techs aren't argumentative, but if there's an issue, they come to me and they say, hey, I know you said you wanted us to do this, but I really think we need to do that. And if they can give me a good enough reason and it makes enough sense, then, we'll go that direction. So, and sometimes I can't, but they're heard, they're respected. And that goes so far in your employees wanting to do a good job and wanting to step up, because like I said, I treat my staff like adults, not children that I constantly have to mind and helicopter.
Well, I can say that's helpful because Michelle has recently started to treat me like a grown up, and I got to say that really helps. That helps me a lot. Like, I feel
so much better.
Yeah. No, it's all good. So have your techs been with you a good while?
Yeah, I've had. Well, one of them has been with me. They've been with me a couple of years. One's been with me a year. The other two have been with me a couple of years. Nice. So. But sometimes techs come and sometimes they go. I have, in the last year, I have made a strong effort to get rid of anyone in my dealership, not just in my garage, that had negativity, had drama, because I wasn't going to have it. It's amazing how one dark cloud can just cause havoc in your entire dealership. One dark cloud in the service department can affect the sales department, can affect everyone. So I made it a priority that we hire happy people, that, everybody, if they had a choice between working or drinking a margarita on the beach, we'd all choose a margarita on the beach. But if you have to work, I want you to like your job. I want you to enjoy coming here, enjoy the people that you work with. So that was very important. And once we made that change, then, like I said, everything else started to fall into place.
Yeah,
beautiful.
That didn't end the way. I thought she was going to say she put a margarita machine in the break room. But that's not
That's a great idea.
Yeah, that may not be the best idea.
It can only be opened after 6 o'clock.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I got to say a lot of what I'm hearing you talk about there, it's like Michelle said, we're often trying to help dealers in what we call squiggly lines. And I think what you're learning in your work, and you've been learning this as you go in the dealership over these years, but I would say it's easier for you to set the timing on a V6 engine than it is for you to tune the culture in your business. Like, that's a challenging thing for dealers to get their arms around. And sometimes, they don't even really see it in the way that you see it and recognize the benefit of all these things that you're doing. And so that's just a secondary benefit that you're seeing, or maybe we could say it's a primary benefit. Like, without culture, it's pretty hard for you guys to function. Right. So I want to get back to one specific thing on the recon thing though. So talk to me about how the recon process for you guys has an impact on sales. And maybe before you answer, let me ask it maybe more specifically. Like, are you amongst those dealers who, does recon definitely hinder your sales? In other words, if you could recondition 10 more cars a month, would that translate into 10 more sales a month for you? Could you really move through them that quickly, or are there other factors for you?
Well, it never hurts to put more vehicles on the lot. Yeah. So we can always be faster, and that's a goal of mine. We have sped things up in recent months since I went down to the shop full time, and we've cut some costs. But yeah, I mean, I'm constantly looking for ways I don't want to hinder quality because of quantity, because my goal is I never want to see that car again. Oh, wow. I want that car to come back in 2 years when they're ready to trade in. So I don't want to see that car back in a week, then it's sat on the lot and then there's a check engine light. I don't want the customer calling me 2 days after they buy the car because we skimped on some things that we shouldn't have skimped on. Yeah. So it's trying to find, and I don't necessarily always do it, it's trying to find that right balance in how much do you recon so you can get it out the door, versus, so you get it out the door quickly versus the quality of making sure it's right. Yeah. We do go through a 140-point inspection of the cosmetic and mechanical to make sure that everything is safe. First of all, you've got to make sure the car is safe before anything else. So if we are going to cut things because of cost, it's going to typically be something cosmetic, not ever something safety related, because in my mind, this car's got to go at least 2 years, and most of our customers struggle enough with the payment, let alone them having to change out the brakes or the tires. So we like to make sure that both of those are good.
Yeah. Very good.
Got it.
Love it. Yeah, I think it's all part of what we're trying to understand in the recon process. So, we're hearing a lot of dealers say that that's a hindrance for them in terms of their ability to sell. Is that's the bottleneck, right? Is kind of they get stalled in the service department, can't get them through. I want to ask too, do you guys take customer repairs into your shop, or you only do your own inventory?
Okay, so we've cut down the customer repairs. I used to be flip-flop. Now we sublet a lot of our customer repairs. I used to want all the customers to come in so I could control everything, but and I was subletting out the recon work, but I found that it makes more sense to sublet out the repairs. People can go try to build relationships all around your coverage area where you sell. Let people go places that are closer to their home or closer to their work. They're happier. We do have a service contract, so that helps our customers. But we also have tried to schedule appointments only on Wednesdays if we can help it. So that way we can do some recon Monday and Tuesday. We've got Wednesday for customer appointments, and then we can go back to recon Thursdays and Fridays. Now, that's not perfect. It doesn't always work out that way, but we try our best to funnel those. We also try very hard to get customers to drop off vehicles the night before so we can get started on them first thing in the morning if we can.
That's really a good, that lesson right there. I mean, the thing you've learned through that. I just had a conversation not long ago with a dealer out of Alabama it's Nathan Syme, Michelle. It's the same dealer who's going to be the co-moderator at our panel on Thursday. And so he and I had a conversation many months ago about that same thing, about the customer work versus recon work. And so it'll be an interesting thing to explore further on Thursday.
So, there's a lot of dealers. Yeah, there's a lot of dealers out there that are debating, or they're kind of going through this: should I have a shop? Should I not have a shop? And there's a lot of different viewpoints on that. But from yours, do you think that it is a good value add to a dealership to add a shop if you don't already have one?
I'm going to give you the answer you hear all the time: buy here, pay here. It depends. I think we are in a rural area. We don't have as many options. Just to go to a dealership, we have to go at minimum 20-25 minutes just to get to a dealership. So in a rural area, I can see it being more advantageous to have a shop. If you are in a very urban area where you've got lots of options around you for shops, maybe you can work out arrangements with those and get your work done at multiple sublets. If you have the ability, if you have the knowledge and the ability and the space, then I would say go for it. But, just like everything else, it has to be managed. And trust me, I have made so many mistakes, and all my mistakes are painful and expensive. So it has to be managed. It has to be watched. You just can't set it and forget it and just assume, that everything's going to run through the shop smoothly. So if you are going to do it, be prepared to manage it.
That's great advice.
Right. I like it. I
think that can be true of some of our other departments too. But that's great advice. I think that's what dealers need to hear early on. It's like, the mathematics support doing it, but there's more to consider than just the math, right? So there's a lot of factors in all that. But I think, we appreciate you making time. I think you covered all the things I wanted to hear about.
Is there anything you wanted to add?
No, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if there's ever a perfect answer. I think it's a constantly evolving. Something works for a while, and then, you have to change it up. The cars are constantly evolving. So we're just over here doing the best we can. But as we know, we can always do a little bit better. And every day we try to do just a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
that's part of why we do the morning show live, is just, it's the most recent, it's the most current information we can all bring and talk about. And so, you're right. It's always evolving. The market is evolving.
Day to
the
day.
type of car that we buy is changing. There's just a lot of stuff, that's on the shift all the time. So it's important for folks to hear from other dealers like yourself. And so again, we're grateful for you making time to join today, and glad you're going to be a panelist with us on Thursday. Looking forward to getting into some of those subjects. It'll be just more of the same. We're just going to chat. So
yeah. And then the other person that's going to be on the panel with you is out of Texas, and
Edgar Rodriguez.
Edgar Rodriguez. We had the opportunity. Are you familiar with Edgar?
I don't think so.
Okay. We met him at the Lease Here, Pay Here conference, and lease here, pay here, buy here, pay here. Shop is the same. So, but it's just really, it's to listen to him and how he has created the systems and process. And I'm looking forward to that conversation, because it's a beautiful balance of two different pieces that are as essential as the other.
Yeah.
And it'll be really good. Thank you so much for joining us.
For having me.
Yeah,
You're so appreciate it.
Yep.
And for being there on Thursday.
If you want to hang around backstage
Yeah.
for just a minute, we'll just wrap up the show
And then
and
we'll
we'll
say it
rejoin you
proper
over there.
Yeah. Thank you. All right.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I like her even more.
Yeah.
Just watching her on Facebook, and
Yeah.
it's like she just does cool stuff
Yeah.
and has
That's
a
part
great
of the
sense
fun
of
of
humor.
Facebook. You feel like you know them, at some level before you get a chance to talk to them.
Yeah, that's true. That's very,
fun.
very true. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining us. It's a Monday, and everyone, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of people that are on in the country that are like on a super high from who won Super Bowl, and those that are not as on a high, and
They're a
hope that we were
little
able to add a little bit of joy to your day today.
Yeah.
For a Monday. So we're looking forward to seeing you all on Wednesday, where it'll be Valentine's Day. We have a little gift for you. And then Friday, we are going to be talking about.
Oh, Friday is going to be, I forget which is Wednesday. Wednesday's the free gift. And then on Friday's going to be charge-off.
Charge-offs. Okay.
How to process charge-offs. Yep.
Well, thanks so much, everybody. And we will see you on Wednesday. Have a great day.